Hey guys, welcome back to the corner. My name is Drac, and today I thought I'd do an interesting spotlight on a monster that might make me very unpopular with some of the community here. And that is, I'm going to look at Lapis, the Water Magic Knight. Now, Lapis, the game gives you for free very early on. A lot of people use her in the early scenarios, but once they start summoning some other monsters, she kind of gets tossed to the wayside because honestly, she doesn't work with a lot of team compositions. Well, I left mine sitting by the wayside for a very long time, completely ignored, and then I had kind of a wild idea and tried using her as a farmer. And I was actually surprised by my success. So I did have to skill her up, and I did use Devil Mons to do it. And you know what? I don't regret it. So let me show you what her stats are, her skills, and her runes, and then I will take her and I will show you what she can do and why I use her as my farmer. All right, so first off, let's look at her skills. First skill attacks the first enemy twice and then attacks all enemies on a third hit. All right, that's all it does. Second skill shoots 4 shots out. Um, the shots fly randomly, there's no way to control them. And each shot has a 60% chance when skilled to decrease the target's defense. All right, and third attack hits all enemies, and it heals her by 30%. Or sorry, it heals her by a portion of the damage dealt. It also increases her attack bar by 30% for each monster she killed. Sorry if I seem distracted. I've got a cat here begging for attention. And then her leader skill increases everyone's attack power by 25%. So this monster is a huge AoE monster. All of her attacks are multi-target. And so that makes her a great candidate for Despair runes. Now, if you want to use her in Arena, I would recommend using Despair runes. But if you're using her as a farmer, no, don't do that. So let's look at her runes. I'll show you what I got and how she works. So I've got her on Vampire Revenge. I've got her attack percent all the way around. And then I've got some other, so try and get her attack percent on every rune that I can, or crit. Now, what that leaves her with is just shy of 2,300 attack, a little over 800 defense, and a little over 15k health. Very low speed. Very low crit rate, very low crit damage. I really just rely on her base damage to make her work. Now, let's take her into battle and I'll show you how she works, and we'll do 2 or 3. Now, I find I use her in Fame in 1, and I have a roughly 99% success rate with her. So I've got an XP boost running right now, so I'm going to just throw some trash monsters in there so that I can get some 3 stars to work towards my next 6 star. All right, so we're going to do a few runs here, but I find I have a 90 to 95% success rate with her as my farmer. She does it very well. She does it typically about a minute per run. I would like to get her faster if I can get a good 6 star rune for slot 6 and a good crit damage rune for her slot 4 and get her some good crit substats and kind of reorganize her runes. I'll definitely do that. She'll do a lot better. As you can see though, with with Vampire and Revenge, she clears through these enemies quite quickly, especially when she gets some good counterattacks in there, like that. Okay, now here you go. This is where I want to mention. This is her fail point, is this third wave. The only time she ever fails this third wave is if there's more than 2 Inugamis here. If there's 3 or 4 Inugamis, she has a 50-50 shot of failing. Kind of depends on how the game's AI decides to play out. But as you can see, she's having no problems with this group here. She's ripped right through them, 52-second clear time, and I got a ton of XP and energy for it. All right, let's go ahead, sell that, and go again. So I just want to show you guys a few run throughs so you know I'm not lying and not picking the best run through for the video. Uh, but realistically, she's one that a lot of players toss. Don't even give her the time of day. As soon as they're done using her for scenario, they throw her away. A lot of them even just feed her as a skill up for their light or dark ones, or even just a 6 star another monster. They'll use her for that. But realistically, I say hold on to her, skill her up, even if you have to do it the slow way, and just feed other magic knights to her. She is definitely worth keeping as a farmer, though a lot of people may not realize it just looking at her. Um, you could ruin her the same way I did and focus on attack all the way around and don't worry about her crit damage and she'll do fine. Realistically, though, I would say that you want good attack and crit rate substats on all your runes, and you want to do attack percent, crit damage, attack percent. And that way she'll be able to mow through them even faster. Get some good speed stats on there because her base speed is really low, as you can see. The boss here sometimes gets 2 turns for every one of hers. She's that slow, so you need some extra speed runes on her. Uh, Ideally, she should be clearing this honestly in 35 to 40 seconds if she was runed better, but that's what she's got for right now because I haven't really focused on Necropolis. Now that brings us to the next point. Because her first and second skill hit multiple times, she is actually a good candidate for your Necropolis team, especially on Revenge. So she'll help bring the boss's health down a lot faster. She'll help clear to the boss faster because she's all AoE as well. So if you could get her rune decently well, she's really good for helping you get through on Necropolis. That's another place I'd recommend her. I would not actually recommend using her in PvP unless you got her on Despair runes, and even then, there's other monsters that could probably do it better than her. So I just wouldn't recommend her for PvP that much. If you do put her on Despair, she could help you out in Trial Ascension for the earlier floors. I would say even up to floor 60 or 70. But after that, there's other monsters that do it better than her for that. Realistically, I think her biggest application is as a farmer. Oh, okay, there's 3 Inugamis here. She might actually fail this one. Let's see what she does. I need a counterattack. Oh, yeah, she's gonna die, I think. So, oh, no, counterattack saved her. All right, so this is an example of what I was talking about earlier. If there's 3 or 4 Inugamis in the group, she has a high likelihood of failing. Now, again, though, as we just saw, it's not 100%. If there was 3 Inugamis there, so I think I said earlier her fail rate when there's 3 or 4 Inugamis in the group is about 50%. So you still got a good chance of clearing. Works out really well. So minute 7. So we just saw, roughly 3.5 minutes of playtime, and we got 11 levels out of that. So she's definitely decent as a farmer for Feynman. Yeah, but that is Lapis, the Magic Knight, the first 4-star that you will likely ever get in the game, and one that most people throw away just as easily. But I would definitely recommend keeping her, building her up, use her as your farmer. She is actually an amazing monster if she is treated right. That's all I got for today. If you got any questions, comments, please leave them below. If you got any ideas for these videos, please let me know. I'll be happy to look at them and possibly do them. Otherwise, please like, share, subscribe, let your friends know about the channel, and I will see you guys next time at the corner.